Hello everybody and welcome back to our playthrough of Borderlands 2. And today we've got the next Q&A. Before we jump into it though, want to let you all know that, well, I'm aware of the upload schedule and we should have an adjustment at some point close to the future. Maybe, I don't even know. But anyway, let's just go ahead and jump into it. Number one, are you secretly a Gearbox dev? No. You wouldn't want me designing any kind of game inside of Borderlands. I would make everything terrible. I would make raid bosses exactly like Veracitus, and bosses would drop loot. You wouldn't like me, alright? For me, the raid bosses need to be a lot more, I don't know, in depth. They need to feel a little bit more finished. I don't know the best way to put it. Either way, they need a little bit more to them. And I would make every single raid boss exactly like Veracitus because he's my favorite. Even though he's a giant pain in the ass, you know, he's still really, really good when you think about it. And before we actually go into wildlife real quick, what I want to do here is I want to actually come back to Sanctuary real fast and buy some SDUs because I'm running out of SMG ammo here real fast. So, yeah. Let's go grab a few of these real fast. There we go. Where are you at? SMG. There we go. And I guess we'll also get rocket launcher and a sniper rifle. There we go. Oh, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. Doubled our ammunition. Perfect. All right, now we're ready to go ahead and go through the wildlife. All right, and now for the next one. And this one I actually kind of wanted to go over. And this one is, should there be a character customization inside of Borderlands 3? And by that I mean the whole create your own vault hunter. Whoa. And to me, honestly, I feel like that would be the absolute worst direction for a Borderlands game. I'm just going to be blunt here and say that the whole create your own character, put yourself inside the game, is just an excuse for developers to be lazy in their gaming. That way they don't actually have to write up a story. You, quote unquote, write up your own. Maybe I'm just crazy in that thinking, but I don't like it. I've never liked it because I'd rather have, you know, a coherent story rather than, hey, we're just not going to write up any story. You just make your own. All right, cool. Okay, go. It feels a lot less engaging and a lot less in depth. Whereas if they have set characters, they can, you know, give you a full-on lore and they can hide away little Easter eggs for each of the characters, kind of like they do right now inside of Borderlands. So no, I would absolutely hate to have a whole build your own vault hunter inside of the next game. That said, I would like to see more character customization in general. That, however, would be rather nice. More unique skins. I like the fact that they, you know, have quote unquote all of these skins, but really they're just, it's basically just a giant color palette swipe or swap. It's just, you know, here, let me just pick 2 to 3 colors on the palette wheel and call that a skin. I'd rather see less of that. I don't really need 8,000 different, you know, color swaps. I'd rather just see a bunch of unique skins for each of the characters. Because that's one thing that I didn't like about Battleborn was that its character customization was just like, oh, I'm pink now. Oh, you've mastered the character. All right, you're black now. All right. Good character customization. I like it. It's good. Apparently there are hidden skins, but they weren't actually in the launch, and they're going to be coming out later. I feel like things like that should have been out at launch. I don't know. But yeah, if we're going to go character customization, give me a lot of unique skins for the different characters. I mean, I'm not a turkey head on this one, but I like the fact that it's a unique little, you know, it's a unique little thing here. The headhunters the headhunter skins and heads are a good example. Give me something unique, all right? Give me a giant pumpkin on my head. I'll take that. I don't need gold, pink, slightly less pink, slightly more pink, red, redder, reddish with a green tint, reddish with a blue tint, reddish with a redder tint, reddish with a slight bit of purple, blood red, bright red, dark red. You get where I'm going here. We don't need this many. We do not need this many things. So let's not have that. Plus, it's extremely annoying to farm for. I understand that they, you know, wanted to just add skins to all the different challenges, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't see it as necessary. And kind of going over the whole character customization, I feel like not only that would it feel lazy and shallow if they added a create your own Vault Hunter, but I feel like it really wouldn't even feel like a Borderlands game at that point, because what do? You just give everyone like a cookie cutter build at that point. You say, all right, you're a soldier. Here's your soldier things. All right, you're done. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's the gist of the entire operation. Yeah. I wouldn't be a fan of it. So I would hate to see it. So if we end up seeing it, well, I'm sad then. It's the only way to put it here. Am I gonna die here? Nope. No, we're not. Alright, cool. Hold up. Oh, we're out of ammo. Oh my god, this rocket launcher is slow as shit. Okay. Alright. I think in the next episode, we're gonna have to start farming up, I think we're gonna do a farming session with the Snowman DLC. Because as it stands right now, I could definitely use better gear, and I do not want to have just golden keys be my only source here. So I think we're definitely gonna look into that. Please. Please. There we go. And I'm pretty sure that I'm too high level right now. Am I too high level for this stuff? I think I'm too high level for this stuff. And that infinity is basically useless at this point. That's not good. Let's go. Let's check this chest down here. Let's check this chest down here. Yeah, no. Not only are we're too low level to actually use it, it's not even very good. Oh well. We're gonna farm the Snowman for some loot after this. The Snowman DLC is probably the best headhunter pack they ever created, and it's really just because it's a giant loot pinata. You know, that's something I do want to see. I don't know if that was a question in there, but something I definitely want to see in Borderlands 3: more loot pinatas. I feel like in Borderlands 1 they had it right. You know, they had a bunch of bosses that they just vomited out loot. Didn't matter if it was good, didn't matter if it was bad, they vomited out loot. And I realize I'm using shock to kill a shock badass. This is fine. Come on. Cloud kill. Cloud kill. Cloud kill. Yeah. But I definitely do want to see more of those in the next game. Because Cromarax, while I didn't agree with the boss design, I hate the whole idea of like, oh, I'm a giant crab. I have invulnerability to everything. Hit my back. Also, I'm never going to show you my back unless you abuse my AI or bring friends. I didn't like that whole boss design. In my opinion, it's terrible, terrible actual boss. But the fact that he dropped so much loot was perfect. Like, they nailed that. It's like, how do we make this boss fun? We don't. We just make him drop a shit ton of stuff. That's what I feel like raid bosses are definitely missing. We need a good loot explosion. And I want the loot to actually feel good. You know? I want it to feel good. I want more legendary drops from those raid bosses. I don't want it to be like Veracitus, where it's like, oh, this is such a difficult boss. Ugh. And then you finally beat it, and you're like, really? That's it? This is all I got. A longbow slag singularity. Isn't this guy a raid boss? Okay, I guess I'll take that. Because that's pretty much how it is. That's exactly how it is right now. It's just like, oh, okay. Anyway, moving on to the next question. What new rarity would I like to see inside of Borderlands 3? I don't think it needs a new rarity. I don't think Borderlands needs any more rarities. It's fine as is. You know, we've got legendary, we've got rare, we've got epic, we've got uncommon, we've got pearlescent, which I think should be in the game at launch. But we've got pretty much everything. We don't really need anything. I mean, if we're gonna do anything with the rarity system, just improve Seraph to not be awful, assuming they bring it back. That's all I would say. Just improve Seraph to not be terrible. Doesn't need to be better than pearlescent. It just needs to not be terrible. You can make it specific to raid bosses, like you wanted to do with this game. If we do change up the rarity, I feel like pearlescent should be some of the best gear in the game, though. Straight up. I don't think I should ever see a gun that is pearlescent, that is so shitty, it is actually a challenge to try and kill something with it. I'm talking about the Wanderlust here. I'm talking about the Wanderlust that's basically worse than a basic green Vladoff. That thing. I don't want that anymore. That needs to go away. So I feel like they should all be top tier, you know? So that's what I would do with the rarity system. I don't think it needs to be changed at all in terms of like adding new ones. I think just make it just a tiny bit better. All right. Now the next question we got coming in is, how big of a scale do I want Borderlands 3 to be? Personally, I would like it to be huge, you know, but at the same time, you have to think, the grander the scale, the higher the chance of being too big for its own good. For example here, there are some games that are just, they have the potential to be so big and so massive that there's nothing inside of it to begin with. And I'm talking about No Man's Sky. That's a game I'm really looking forward to, and it's a game that I want to play a lot because it looks very interesting and it's something I want to spend my time on. But at the same time, when you boast literally billions, trillions of worlds to where you will never see all of them, where 90% of the game won't even be seen after everyone has played it, you gotta wonder, could it be too big? Could there be so much content that it all feels so bland and so boring? So I would like to see multiple full-length worlds. I'd like it to be, you know, twice the size of Borderlands 2. That's personally what I would like. Or, at the very least, be the exact size of Borderlands 2 right now with all of its DLC. That way you've got a lot of variety at the end game. That's something I feel like it definitely needs to have on launch to be very successful. The reason we like Borderlands 2 so much right now is that it's got a whole bunch of endgame now. You've got all the Headhunter packs you can go fight. You can go fight Cromrax. You can go fight Waddle Gobbler. You can go fight Jackenstein. You can go farm up the Snowman. You've got 4 different raid bosses you can go do. Or actually, no, more than 4. There's a whole bunch of raid bosses you can go fight. You can go fight the dragons. You can go fight Terra. Everything scales up to your level. You're all good. You want to go fight some stuff, go fight some stuff. You know? It has a lot of endgame. And I would like to see a lot of endgame as well going into the next game. I feel like if we launch with just one little bit, that's gonna be a big failure. So like, I want it to be huge, but at the same time, that can be kind of difficult to make happen. So it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah, I'd like to have tons of content, but I don't want to sacrifice the game itself, the game that I love here, for that content. You gave me 2 Jimmy Jenkins. What is this shit?
And now you will fall. I didn't sign up for this, damn it.
Ooh. That Emperor will come in handy here. That Emperor will definitely come in handy here. All right, let's get rid of that. Let's grab that. And let's keep farming. Let's keep farming. We need to get a little bit of experience here because we're a bit under-leveled, so why not spend some time here? Get some legendaries. And, yeah. I also would like to see... Okay, let's talk about some ways that we can incentivize people to keep playing the game and find loot without having to resort to other methods to try and get loot. And I'm talking about, you know, things like gibbed. People resort to a lot of that stuff because some things just don't fucking drop ever. Period. And getting perfects are just rare as hell. Like, more rare than they need to be. Like the Cobra. Like, the Cobra is not even a good gun. People just farmed it for the sake of, oh my god, it's rare. Nothing else. There's no other reason to have it. It's a piece of shit. But something I'd like to see is, like, I don't know, little bit of, like, some loot. I guess mini games would be the correct phrase to put this. Let's have some, like, loot mini games to where we can basically... You've got, like, these areas you can kind of run through, and you've got to fight off all of these baddies. And occasionally, while you're fighting them off, these loot midgets will end up spawning. And, you know, they have the chance to drop the legendaries. And the further you get into these, like, loot mini games, the harder and harder it gets, until eventually you just get kicked out. Because it's so difficult and you can't possibly keep up. So it's like, grab as much loot as you can. Kill as fast as you can. The faster you kill, the better chances of finding more loot midgets. The better chance of getting more loot. And that would be a nice little, like, end game, mini game that you could definitely have. I say if we... I know, like, in Borderlands, they wanted to implement these, like... I don't know, these, like, daily lockouts. And I don't mind, like, daily mini games. I feel like stuff like that would be really nice. You know, you can go off, you can go farm whoever it is you want to farm. You want to go farm Terramorphous, go ahead, do that. But if you want, like, a different little way to, you know, spruce it up and give you an incentive to come back every single day, then you've got that. I feel like making raid bosses on a lockout was a terrible, terrible game decision. Because, like, they didn't drop shit. So it was no point in putting them on a lockout. They were trying too hard to be like an MMO. It was like, I get it. You want a lockout, but please don't put a lockout because that's fucking dumb. So don't be fucking dumb. Thank you for not being fucking dumb. Alright? So that I feel would be a really good way to incentivize people to end up coming back. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. We're fine. This is okay. This is fine. Any legendaries? I like that. What do you like? You said I like that. What is it that you like, Maya? Was there a legendary? I don't think there was. I think you're going crazy on me. Alright, let's keep farming. We're probably gonna do this for a while because one, I want legendaries, and two, because I need experience. I don't know how underleveled I am, but I am pretty ridiculously underleveled here. And let's go ahead and take another question here. Do I think we're going to see anything about Borderlands 3 at E3? Personally, no. Don't think we're going to see anything on Borderlands for quite a while. I would say early next year would be when we're going to start getting our first bit of news about Borderlands 3. Granted, you know, as soon as we do get something, I'm all over it. Trust me. As soon as we get literally anything involving Borderlands, I am all over that stuff. Because, yeah. I know you all want it, and I want it just as badly. So, I don't know. We'll see. You know, I have a chance to, you know, talk with the people at the Gearbox place. So, as soon as they are willing to share information, I'll be able to tell you. Currently, I know nothing. I know you don't believe that, but currently I know nothing about Borderlands 3. Not anything at all. That probably sounded extremely terrible, but trust me, I don't know anything. I don't know anything, man. I don't know anything. Oh, I have a skill point. I should use that. Chain reaction. There we go. There we go. But yeah, I think early next year is when we're going to start getting some information about Borderlands 3. I wouldn't expect anything beforehand. Maybe they'll surprise us, because I know Battleborn probably didn't do as great as they wanted to, because trying to compete with Overwatch definitely did not do them any favors. And I know they're two different games entirely, and that's what I keep telling people, but Randy egging them on and saying like, oh yeah, the beta's coming out. We got this. Bring it on. Probably wasn't a good idea. I love Randy, but that message did not help. I was basically saying, yeah, we can totally fight this. Not really. They have like 100 times our budget. You are not giving me any legendaries. I am disappointed in you. I am greatly disappointed in you. Let's do at least one, maybe two more runs. We'll see. We'll see how long this ends up taking. All right. And now the next one is, do I think they should bring back golden keys inside of Borderlands 3? Yeah, dude. I like the idea behind golden keys, because the whole purpose of golden keys, like the whole reason they're even there, is to incentivize people to keep playing the game. Like, that's the reason they're there. It's to incentivize you to come back to the game. And I think anything that makes you want to keep playing is worth it. Like, I have half a mind to, like, talk to, you know, 2K and Gearbox and be like, hey, man, why not do some more events for Borderlands? Like, how hard would it be to start having, like, weekly little weekend events? Like, here's a hot fix where legendaries are triple the drop rate. Like, that's it. That's all you need. Weekends, triple the drop rate, go farm your legendaries. You couldn't really have double XP weekend on... You really couldn't have double XP weekend on Borderlands, because it really wouldn't... It would actually kind of harm your experience, but there are plenty of... like, events that they could put out inside the game for both new players and old players alike that would definitely improve the game in general. So, I mean... I don't know. I like the idea of golden keys. I like the idea of weekend events. I like all of that stuff. I want to see more of it. I don't know if they're actually going to do it, because, you know, they're not going to spend too much more time on Borderlands 2. It's the game is finished. It's done. It's not getting any more content. It's not getting anything else. At most, it's probably going to get like a, hey, play our game.
I'm out of ammo.
That's pretty much it. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Go, Bandit.
Next.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Gunzerker mod. Yeah, at most, it's probably going to get like a, hey, please play our game. You know, I wouldn't expect too much, but I like the idea of golden keys and all that. I'm all for it. As long as they don't sell golden keys, we're fine. As long as they never do that. Because once they do that, they've gone off the deep end. But Gearbox doesn't feel like the kind of company that's going to introduce microtransactions. Help! Oh, come on. Okay, we're going to do one more run here. We're going to go ahead and do one last run here. Next question is, aside from maybe seeing a new Siren, what classes would I like to see making the cut as a starting character inside of Borderlands 3? I don't really care one way or another. I just want them to all feel unique. That's it. I really have no opinion on that one way or another. Just make them feel unique. If we do end up getting characters again that we've seen before, revamp their trees. Breathe new life into them. Don't give them the same tree again.
I'm empty here.
You know, maybe keep one or two of the original skills, but other than that, completely redo them. I don't want to see any more of their old stuff. That's pretty much it. The next one is, will you be using a face cam again on your live streams? Now, I don't actually know how many people here on YouTube watch my live streams on Twitch, which I'm actually kind of curious. So if you leave a comment in the comment section if you actually do, because I'm mildly curious how many people actually, you know, watch them. But to me, it feels more natural to not have a camera on. I used to actually stream without a camera for the longest time. The only reason I even got a camera was because one of my viewers sent one to me and was like, hey, you should do this. And I was like, okay, sure. And I just kind of threw it on there, and people really liked it. And I was like, I don't understand, but sure. And I kind of kept it there. Occasionally, I would disable it and have kind of like laid-back chill streams, but for the most part, I feel a lot better not having a camera pointed at my face nonstop. Not gonna lie. I feel it's much more enjoyable, and for those who are coming over from YouTube, it's definitely a lot better for you guys, because it's like, hey, it's like YouTube. You don't have to worry about anything. I don't know. I'd like to actually hear some comments from you all. How do you feel about just not having a camera? Like, I mean, it's mostly just voice. I'm not a good-looking person. I'm admitting that, but I don't see it. I like streaming without it. I don't know. I'm testing it out for a month so far to see which is better for me. Personally, so far, it's better without. Did you not give me another legendary again? Okay, one last run. I need a legendary, dude. I need a legendary. First try, I got a legendary there. But then after that, I didn't get anything at all. Next one is, if you had to completely make up your own class, what would you end up doing? If I had to make up my own class, it would probably be something similar to Krieg. I like the idea of a class that the harder you go, the better you're going to be off, if that makes any sense. Like, the crazier you try and get with your run, the crazier you are with, like, how you're playing them, the riskier you are, the better. I don't know if I would make them a melee character, a gun-based character. I just like the idea of risk versus reward. So I'd probably implement some kind of mechanic where you use your own health as a damage increase. Maybe it's a actually blood-filled guns. Not the same as like Krieg where it just increases your mag size, but like blood-filled guns where, you know, you deal damage and you can hurt yourself. You can use your own life to power up your guns. And this will give you a very large burst of reload speed, fire rate, damage, all that stuff. but at a cost. You know, it's not free. Now, obviously, you could say, well, just use Moxie weapons with this build. I'm implying you wouldn't use Moxie weapons for this build, or they're not going to be as broken in Borderlands 3. But you get the general idea of what I'm trying to say here. A build that's centered around taking damage to deal damage. That's the kind of character that I really like. Risk versus reward, taking damage, dealing damage, and just overall being on the edge of your seat the whole time you're playing the character. That, to me, is very enjoyable and something that I like. So if I'm going to create a new character, it would be something akin to that. All right, level 19 now. What level was this Emperor? Oh, it was 18. I could have been using it the whole time. All right. Well, let's use the Emperor a little bit here. And let's go ahead and try the Emperor out on these guys. I only got one? No, I got two. Still no legendaries, huh? Alright, still no legendaries. Well, that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you would like to choose the next topic of discussion in the next video, please leave a comment in the comments section below. And feel free to talk about anything that we talked about here today. If you enjoy this series, please do me a favor. Leave a like on the video. It greatly helps me in what I do. And thank you so very much for watching. You've all been awesome, and I will catch you all in the next one, everybody. Later.